Welcome to Ride the Wave Wednesdays, man. And man, all I can say is when it comes to these waves on the dollar, the US dollar, it's been crazy, right? It's been bullish waves to the max. We can see here on the weekly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, basically 11 weeks straight of just bulls taking control of the dollar. All right. So this whole just wave rise to the upside, right? And we look into the left and we can see price just broke above this level of structure. All right, you see here on the weekly. So we broke above there. So it's no sign as of now of slowing down, right? We can see that price has just been trending, right? Higher highs, higher lows, just been trending to the upside. Now tomorrow morning, tomorrow during New York session, might not be morning, depending on where you're at. But for New York session tomorrow, we have GDP. We also got unemployment claims, and we have Powell speaking. So Powell speaking in 2 p.m. my time, I believe around 4 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, I believe that's around 4 p.m. Eastern. So definitely expecting some volume to pick up, continuing on the dollar. All right. It is still bullish. So even if price corrects, this could correct to just continue. All right. So I wouldn't start looking for a reversal on the dollar or the dollar pairs as of now. But looking to the left, we are reaching levels, where price could be setting up for eventually to have some type of corrective move or some type of fall. Maybe when we reach around 177 towards 108, maybe somewhere in this level, we could see a fall. But we'll have to see how price shapes up, as well as some of these dollar pairs, man, as we look at some of these levels that were just broke. All right, let's look at gold. All right, so gold, man, went crazy. We could see this, even if we look at this on the weekly, we could see, look at this big bearish candle on the weekly. So this is forming a real big evening star on the weekly. All right. Monthly is also having a strong rejection. All right. Right along with the strength of the dollar. So now moving forward on gold, it looks as if we still have some downside, because we look to the left. All right. We did break this level of demand. We broke below. We have a firm break here on the 4-hour. This is a clear break of structure. All right. So ideally, if I'm looking to continue to sell gold, I would like to see a pullback or a retest of this structure level. If we get a retest of this zone, that could be a nice potential opportunity to catch the next wave down. All right. And looking to the left, I mean, the next target could be somewhere around 1870 or lower. Right? You could possibly come all the way down here if the dollar want to keep going bullish like that. I mean, we could push down towards 1850 or 1800. Looking at this on a daily. All right, we do got that type of room to the downside. All right, price could continue down towards these levels. So we'll see. We'll see how the dollar want to play. But you can see here on the daily, you see downtrend structure: lower high, lower low, lower low. Right, lower high structure, lower high, and then we just formed a lower low, breaking this structure. So maybe another pullback or retest for a deeper low on that next wave. All right, so that's what I'll be looking for on gold, and we'll see how things develop going into New York session with the dollar. EURUSD, same thing, big moves to the downside. We had this here, right? Price just continues to just ride. When you see structure breaks, that's why you want to just trade in line with structure, trade in line with the trend, because price broke this level of demand right here. Here on the daily, we see a daily break of structure. So all this was just a pullback, retest of that, and then we had another dump. All right. Now, if we're looking at where we're currently at, look at the weekly real quick. You can see this is a major level of demand. That price is slightly beginning to break a bit. Right here. This is a strong level of structure. So if we see on the daily, we did slightly break that. Now, these wicks are a part of price, so we definitely broke below here. All right. But I am paying attention also to this wick, because you see in the past, this was a level of support where it's currently at. You know what I mean? But in the near term, with the dollar still being bullish, I still would like to continue to ride that wave, continue to look for the opportunities on the sell. So I would say look for a pullback or a retest of this zone. All right. So if you could get on the retest, I would say there's no reason to even look for a reversal right now. So on this pullback, potential retest could be another potential opportunity. I would like to see price stay below this daily candle, this daily close, all right? So on the pullback, something like this here, hypothetically speaking, price give the corrective pullback here, right? Corrective pullback, right? Maybe somewhere within here, stop loss above. All right, in this scenario, that would be stop loss being above the daily structure, and then, write this down. And based off looking to the left on the daily, especially if we do actually just go ahead and break below this wick, this level, you can either wait for the retest and then catch it, or if price comes down, if price just comes down and breaks, you want to wait for it to break the structure, then, catch the next pullback opportunity. That's a possibility right there as well. All right. And next targets, somewhere probably around here, around anywhere between 1.04 to 1.305-ish, right? Anywhere within this range, you see these levels of support over here. That would be my next target, especially if we break below that major zone right there, that major wick. All right, that's EURUSD. All right, now GU is interesting. Of course, it's been falling as well, but we are at a major level of structure. All right, we're at a major level of structure where this is a level that GU could potentially have some correction from. If we look in the past, this was major demand over here in the past, big pump, even around here, right? It found support around there, way over here in the past as well, major level of demand. So we at this level now, all right? So I'm interested to see how price is going to react here. In this scenario, if we close below 2.1, 1.21, like we have another wave down, then definitely I would say continue to ride that. All right. I want to see how price react here. Because if we don't break down and price decides to give a reversal here, then we could potentially see a nice bigger move to the upside. All right. So I will wait. If price wants to hold here, I would say let it give you that impulse. If we get an impulse close back above this level of structure, then to continue to just ride that in that direction. Because it's interesting here. It's interesting here when you look at that, because, for example, if you look at EURJPY normally is inverse, trades inverse of GU, and it did just likely possibly find a top here, right? If I look at this on the daily, we look to the left, right? This was a level of resistance in the past on this breakdown retest, right? Also right here. Okay, you can also look to the left. You can see it was major supply over here. So this is a significant level of structure, right? Major support over here, became resistance here. So this is a major level to pay attention to. And on the daily, it just formed a bearish engulfing. So normally this type of price action from a level of structure like this, that's a sign it's going to continue to the downside. All right, so I do like continued sales here on EG, either maybe on a pullback, right? And then, or a breakdown here and just continue to ride it, because we look to the left, it's sitting at a level of structure here. All right, so if it breaks below this level of structure, then ride it down. So that's the only thing that has me like, because more often than not, EG and GU trades inverse of each other. So we'll see how that play out. For the most part, I believe GU is going to go in the direction based off what the dollar does. So we'll see. NZDUSD, similar situation. We could look at this on the weekly, all right, even on the monthly. So on the monthly, really, on the monthly, the previous candle we see was a big bearish engulfing candle on the monthly, big bearish engulfing, which is a sign that, over long term, just based off of that type of price action, I expect price to come down back into this level of demand. All right. And with the strength of the dollar, it's been helping that. So now if we see price broke below this level, this low, or we broke below this level of support. All right, when you see that break, you want to see the retest, right? It gave the retest drop, but it's still ranging within right here. It's still a bit of a range. So you could possibly still see price come down to the bottom of this range, especially if the dollar continues bullish. Bullish. So there was a sell opportunity up here on this top again, where price reached this level again at a rejection, came back for the retest, rejected, slight pullback, and you see the nice continued wave right here. All right, so possibly setting up to come down towards the bottom of this range. Now, if you come to this range, for the price to give the even bigger move down, you want to see a break of this range. All right, you want to see the break if we want to continue or if we want to have a bigger corrective move up. But if this comes down, right, and breaks this level, right, you just continue to ride that wave down. Continue to ride that wave. All right, now looking at AUDUSD, AU. So dealing with AU, similar to NU, you know, and all the dollar pairs for the most part. We could look at this on a monthly. Same thing. The last monthly candle was a big bearish engulfing. All right, so everything shifting in the direction of the strong dollar. So here on the weekly, price is forming a strong rejection. If this closed anything like this, this would be an evening star close on a retest of that structure. So keeping in mind, paying attention to that. And where price is now at, you can look to the left, price broke this significant level of demand, right? Broke structure. And when it broke structure, retest, drop, came back again, retest, drop. So this is a range. Normally when it's a range like this, you want to see price break it. So I would indicate this as a break of the range. So you can see even the daily candle, if you look close, the daily candle even, it did close below structure, right? That is a close below structure. So if we go down to the 1 hour, you can see confirmed, right? That closed below structure. So I still like this in the direction of the downside. So on this slight pullback or retest, I like the potential continued wave to the downside. All right. I like for price to stay below this daily candle. If that does happen, that's a good sign. I mean, the weekly is likely going to close strong bearish. And then my next target or support will be roughly around here, 0.63. All right, which is not far from where it's currently at. 0.63 will be my next target, around there. And then, of course, we break through that, come even further down to around 0.62 support. All right, so those are the next potential targets I would look for on AU. All right, slight retest for the continued fall. That's what I would look for. All right, now looking at GJ. The yen pairs has been real choppy. You know, overall, the yen has been weak, but GJ did give some nice sell-offs, some nice sell opportunities. So we can see where we currently at. You know, price gave this big impulsive breakdown here. So I would have liked to see a deeper retest of that. But price did slightly pull back here, right, and then continue to fall. So where price is currently at, you know, I am looking for a sell here because initially I was expecting price to give a deeper pullback or retest. We didn't get that. So once I saw price breaking down, what I did was initially on this breaker structure and then retest, I caught the sell and I caught this initial drop. I did take some profit from that. And I decided to wait, you know, because I knew price can potentially pull back and retest before going further after that drop. And that's what we got now. So the daily did close, usually on a move like this, right? You see this daily candle here did close bearish engulfing, right? So usually that's a sign for another wave down, all right? So I am looking for price to potentially come back down into this level of demand, right? Around 1.80.8 to 1.80.7, around this level of support, all right? That is a level, if price does reach there, that price could potentially fall, all right? Now, if price doesn't hold here for another drop and decides to just continue to pump higher, then it's possibly going to pull here and then maybe from there set up for that fall potentially. So we'll see. But currently right here, I do like this. I do like this potential sell. I definitely would ideally like to see another close back below structure and look to ride that down. EJ was a good setup. I sent this projection out, was expecting this to another fall. So you can see here, I'm on a 4-hour. It was a lot of liquidity here. I remember I was anticipating this sell here on this retest, had that dump, called that out last week. And then eventually it came back, grabbed all this liquidity, right? All these wicks failed to close above. And then you see here on the 4-hour printed this bearish engulfing strong close back below structure. Right after that, you anticipate continued sales, but likely some type of pullback first. So here it gave a retest, and then it just had a continued dump. So even here, after seeing this breakdown, right, you see slight pullback, but overall expect a continued dump. And that's what happened there. So now with EJ, it's interesting. You know, I was looking for price to come down to 157. We hit that. We hit 157. So interested to see, you know, we still could possibly pull back further into this level of support here. All right. Now, if we come down there and break through that level, then, you know, then I will expect price to go lower. But, you know, price has been trading. It's been trading in this range for a minute. All right. So I do want to see us break and go in a solid direction, you know. So if we do come up and break this, then expect price to possibly come down further. Lastly, UJ. So UJ has been booming to the upside, right? We've been just booming, 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 going in line with the strength of the dollar. And overall, the yen has been weak. So we are pushing into a major level of supply, though. So keep that in mind, right? Because it is pushing towards levels where, I mean, it can potentially pull back at any time. So that's something to pay attention to. But right now, even if I look on the 4-hour, the daily, it's no reason to start looking for sales on, sales on this, right? So this correction, it could correct and just continue, you know, it could. So overall, pull back. I would look for the next potential structure area like that higher low right, higher high right there of structure, possibly to set for support to continue. All right. But of course, if we're looking at the daily, I mean, the next major level, you know, it could pull back. So if this has like a sharp sell-off from here, right, then I would look and expect a bigger setting up for a bigger corrective wave. But right now, it's still bulls. I believe there are other setups right now, unless this gives you either a nice continuation buy opportunity, or if you see a sharp sell-off, then look to trade in that direction. All right. So that's what I see for now. I'm heavily going to be on some of these dollar pairs too. I don't want to miss these next potential waves, like maybe the retest on EU, or I like the potential retest on AU as well. So we'll see how these pairs set up at these levels going into New York session. We got unemployment news. We also got, you know, Powell speaking. So, you know, I'm expecting these moves, GDP as well. I'm expecting these things to move the market. So we'll see how things play out. Right now, it's best to just ride the wave, just follow the trend. All right. So let's catch some pips. Hope y'all got value out of that. See y'all in the next one.